Games Confessional.
Hello and welcome to Games Confessional episode 251. It's me, Vimesy, in the house with my main man that way, Clarky.
That way.
No, you're definitely that way on my screen, bro.
No,
And that's
no.
how it goes on YouTube, so that's what we're rolling with. And strangely enough, underneath us there is Pet.
Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
Bart Simpson.
Bart Simpson.
Cowabunga,
Pet's
dude.
wearing a very, I think we would call that colour nude.
Oh, this you mean?
Well, yeah. Is it yours or is it Shawniqua's?
Mine, you want me to model it?
No,
it's from
please.
Zara if you want it.
I probably couldn't afford it, mate. I mean, that's like a pair of shoelaces from Gucci right there.
Yeah, I'd probably cut the circulation off if I tried their largest size.
That is their largest size. Anyway, welcome to the show. This is the first show where all three of us are now in the next gen. Yep. We all have Nintendo Switches. Oh, look, showing us
Look at that.
Pet's showing us his box, which is something I never thought I'd hear myself say.
Yeah, you like seeing my box, don't you?
every day, which is more than what you were saying about Clarky's dog earlier. So let's not go there, shall we?
Yeah, you fucking animal.
Exactly that. But we'll move on very quickly. So, hello everybody. Pat's got a game for us, and he wanted to start with it. So,
Yeah, should we start with a game before we get into next gen?
Yeah, before we get into all the actual good stuff, we're going to start with Pat's game.
Yeah. No, this will be fun as well.
I'm looking forward to it. I've done some practicing.
Yeah, you've got exactly 5 stops away to do this.
I brought back the opposite game.
Oh,
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Oh, no, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
The answers are Demon Souls, Demon Souls.
So I want to put this out there. Because we're on the YouTubes now, people might not know about this. It's a classic game that we bought, which is basically, I will say the title. The answer is a game title, yeah. So, but I will say it's called the opposite game. I will say the opposite title to that game. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got to say
might be overstretching classic, but yeah. So if you were to say something like, "Oh, night here," Clarky would say,
Days gone.
Days gone.
Exactly. And I want to say, like, play at home if you want to play at home, and let us know how you do as well. And it's basically a race. Like, I want you guys to shout the answer first. You know what I mean? Like, you're not working together; you're working against each other.
We don't work together.
No. So should we get straight into it? My example was going to be, if I was to say the first of me, the answer to that would be
The Last of Us.
Exactly.
Look at him, he's on form today. Look.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing getting past Clarky.
I'm going to caveat this one by saying all the game titles are related to games that we would play, or like the games we're playing now. Yeah, so don't imagine like Pac-Man or whatever. Like
Should be brief then.
Real brief.
Yeah. So I'm going to start easy, and then there's some questionable ones there. And I'll caveat by, if there is new listeners, that I don't want people being like, that's not the opposite. Like, you got to think like me a little bit. That's the caveat.
Good luck there, mate.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. Weekly.
Fortnite.
Yes.
Boom! You've got to think like
He's
Pat.
doing it.
Sausage piece everywhere.
Burger War Nowhere.
Oh yeah, that game, Burger Will Know. We're all playing that right now.
Everyone knows that.
Sausage piece everywhere. Go on, Clarky. Sausage piece everywhere. What's the opposite of sausage piece everywhere?
What's the opposite of a sausage, Clarky?
What's the opposite of peace?
War.
What's the opposite of everywhere?
Nowhere. Here.
War, no. War is correct. Something war everywhere.
Something war everywhere.
Sausage piece everywhere. What's the opposite of everywhere?
Nowhere. Here.
Close.
There.
Peace everywhere. What? It's one kind of word.
War.
Oh God.
I play it a lot.
Catherine.
No, war is correct. Peace
Warzone.
everywhere.
Warzone.
Yeah, yes.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare is a Warzone. Warzone thingy.
What's the opposite of sausage?
Burger.
Warzone. What's the title of that Warzone game?
Call of Duty
When you go in a
Modern
chippy
Warfare.
and you get a sausage, what's the opposite of when you get a sausage in a chippy?
Fish Warzone.
Yeah.
Pie Warzone.
Battered sausage?
COD Warzone.
Oh, fuck's
Oh,
sake.
God.
Oh, mate.
Maybe I should have put Savaloy. Savaloy piece everywhere.
No, you just shouldn't have done it.
God won't smile.
What?
God won't smile.
Devil May Cry.
Oh, well,
Yes.
good. That's good.
That's
Yeah.
1-1. Ignore cats.
Sleep. Watch Dogs.
That's 2-1. What?
Nothing. Ignore and watch. Yeah, okay. Well.
What? Watch dogs. Ignore cats. Hug woman.
Slap man.
I want to play that game.
I'm the slap man.
Hug woman.
Push man. Hit man.
Yes, that's 2-2.
Boy.
Jesus.
So I was getting my
Slap man
sandwich game.
is so much better.
Raw.
Cooked.
Overcooked.
I'm going to give that to Clarky.
Oh, get the fuck out.
I'll give that to Clarky. I think that's 3-2. I haven't really been keeping count.
It's 5-1 to me.
This one is a little bit questionable.
No.
Antonia Pigeon, amateur cycling.
Tony Hawk's Pro
Professional
Skating.
skater. Yeah.
I'll give that to Clarky.
Oh, I see. No favoritism here.
Get up, girls.
What?
Get up, girls.
Filth.
Lie down, boys.
That sounds like a bad title to put a game for. Get up, girls.
I've got down boys, but I ain't got nothing before that.
What's the opposite of girls?
Boys.
Men.
Like in my head, what's the opposite of girls?
Women. The opposite of
What's
girls
the-
in your head.
Yeah.
Married.
Get up, girls. What's the opposite of get up?
Get down.
Yeah, but- I'm going to say it if you don't say it.
Say
You
it,
want me
please,
to-
God, say it.
You're going to kick in it. Get up, girls.
Godfall.
Close. Very close, Clark.
Fall Guys.
Yes.
Get up, girls, fall. Oh, Jesus.
Antique nerd.
What?
Antique nerd.
Future.
Soldier.
What's the opposite of nerd?
Clarky.
Fuck off.
Oh, you're the opposite of nerd. What's the opposite of nerd?
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Oh!
I read the wrong title. I meant to say antique nerd.
Fuck me.
And this is the last one to end it on. I had to put this one in there, even though it's not a recent game, but I just love the opposite name. Your enemy, Clarky.
My friend Vimesy.
Very close.
My friend Pedro.
Yes.
Love that game.
So I won. Moving on.
Oh, yeah.
So Clarky got that. I
don't
wasn't
fucking
keeping
think
count,
so.
but he won by at least 2.
At least
At
two.
least.
At least 2. Well, thank you, Pat.
A
That
bit
was
of fun.
that
What
was
the fuck's this Amazon driver doing? He's like sat at the end of my street.
probably scared. He's probably like, I was going to say he's listening to this and not wanting to knock on the door, but that would be a bit weird. Okay. Clarky's turn next week to bring something to play.
That's a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
Yahtzee,
Hold on.
Connect 4.
I'll introduce this next point. Boys, have you received anything new this week?
No. What's
You got
that,
a
Pet?
PS5.
What's that, Pet? Is that your PS5 box?
I'm
I
gonna,
told
shall I
you,
do,
you could sell that on eBay for a
the whole internet's doing an unboxing, so here it is, fellas. Here it is.
God. Put the Vita down.
We got a PS5s on Thursday.
We did. And
Today
weirdly,
is Sunday,
really early. Like 8:15 I got mine.
Yeah, I got mine 8:20.
I'm normally like sitting there thinking this would be around in sort of like half an hour or, before closing.
Oh man, I was absolutely rinsing the Slaughterhouse group because they're all taking the piss, especially Pritesh's wife. Pritesh's wife was taking the piss out of me that I'm not going to get it and it's not going to turn up.
Shout out Pritesh's wife, by the way.
Shout out to Pritesh's wife. But mate, when it came early, I was messaging the whole group. I messaged her. I was like, I got it. Yeah, it came really early. And I think theirs all came at once. I was like, come on.
Yeah, the problem was it came so early. I literally had a chance to get it out of the box with the forklift and then sized up a couple of places it might fit. And my first thing was it's not going to work in my cabinet.
It works really well, but you were persistent on having it vertically. And it just looks horrible vertically.
Just because that's the way it was supposed to be. That's in all the promos and stuff. And I was getting worried about the chimney effect and how well done, Clarky. You got your new headset. Yeah. Looks very familiar, actually. Just saying. So
it does, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
So you got it. It didn't fit vertically.
Well, I'd emptied the space out and I kind of taken the shelves out and I slotted the PS5 into a vertical and it just didn't look right. It just didn't.
No, it looked ugly.
So
just
out it came, shelves
not
back
the PS5. I wouldn't specifically say the PS5 looked ugly. Just your shelving unit looked really awkward. You were missing. You took out shelves.
What are you saying?
I'm saying aesthetically.
You don't like my TV bench?
I don't.
No, interior design looked awful. When you showed me.
Oh, my wife is gonna kill you.
Well, I don't mean to be
smack you up.
I don't mean.
Well,
to
it looked nice
funny.
when you put the shelves back.
Vimesy, you didn't really put much effort into it, though, did you? The fucking dowels were still sticking out of it.
No, it's because I wasn't going to take them out until
tidied it up a bit.
No, it wouldn't have worked because I had to have the Xbox next to it, and no.
No, because it was this tall vertical PlayStation, then next to it a lying long Xbox, and then a huge gap in between. You could fit 5 basketballs. It just looked awkward.
Should have just lifted the Xbox onto its side.
Well, the idea was my original plan was I'm gonna put the PlayStation behind the telly so you wouldn't even be able to sit, but it wouldn't fit.
Whereas opposed to mine, even Clarky was like, "Oh, that really looks nice there."
It looks all right now. It's horizontal. It's in there and it's horizontal. My concern is more now about the whole point about these. They keep banging on about how these consoles are designed to be vertical, so they have the chimney effect of the heat going up and out the top. And I'm like, I don't know if it's when I get the Xbox eventually. Where am I going? Okay, do I put that horizontal now? So I don't know. We'll have to see.
I think the Xbox looks nicer vertically. I think it's made to go vertically, but the PlayStation, it just looks so much nicer.
It looks all right. Now, I've had it for 3 days. I've already sort of started to ignore it, so it's fine. But it's a bit of a hefty beast. It really is. It's a large old thing.
And wide as well.
Yeah, it's thick. That's what I'm saying. It's a thick
with a double C.
Oh yeah, it is. It's definitely got thighs on it. Especially you got the disc version as well, didn't you, Pet?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's a little bit wider in the hips, but
it is wider. Yeah.
But otherwise, so my story of this is going to be fairly brief because I put it in the bench, and I did the setup that night because I was at work for the rest of the day. So I came home and spent all of 20 minutes setting it up. Wasn't even that, I don't think. And then I basically plugged in my PS4 and transferred a shed load of games over, which was a bit confusing because it was me. My next door neighbour, sort of, a couple of doors down, he's 78, and his PlayStation came about half an hour after mine did. And then when I had to go into work into the office, and I come back.
Probably same driver.
No, it wasn't. It was different because he was with Amazon. So
what are the what are the chances that might become available in the next couple of years? 78, you said.
78. But he's funny. But I got back and he came running out. I say came running out his front door, and he was like hobbling out his front door. He was like, Vimesy, come here. I can't get it to work. I think it's broken. I said, what are you talking about? It's not broken. I said, I've done everything I can. And I thought, look, I'll come back. I'm going to go set mine up. So he talked about it. So he says he plugged it in and he's pushing it.
Why am I imagining just like the guy from Family Guy and the young boy?
Not quite.
Like,
Well, was he trying to like plug it into his black and white TV?
His TV's nicer than mine, man. But so I come home and I ran through my startup thing. I thought, well, there's nothing there that's particularly. So I go around to his house, socially distanced with a mask. Step back, you bastards.
That's good. That's good.
And he was about to send it back to Amazon because he couldn't work out how to do it. And it was because, and this sounds a bit silly until you have one of these things, he hadn't turned on the power button.
Aaron did the same thing because he turned it on from the controller.
The fucking
got a
power
switch
button.
on the back.
No. It's on the front, but it's black on black. It's the same shade of like, it's plastic, like that same shiny black plastic. So it just blend. You can't see it. You have to get your torch, shine a fucking torch onto it to see it. It's not like a touch one. It's like it does actually stick out a little bit, but I didn't know it was there until the instruction manual sort of said press on the power button.
Good to see that's a lesson learned from the PS4.
Oh, mate,
then.
I tell you, because like he was there, he'd done what we all do with the PS4, which was, you plug the controller into the thing and you press in the PlayStation button on the controller and nothing was happening. His controller was lighting up a bit, but then nothing was turning on. So he was literally about to send it back to Amazon and say it's buggered.
Aaron did the same thing. Like, you just assume it'll turn on from the controller if it's plugged in. It doesn't need to turn it on from the console.
It's got to pair with the controller first.
I mean, I must admit, it was obvious to me. Like, to me, there's like a sign next to it as well now that says the on sign and the eject sign. If you've got a CD,
I mean, it's like really.
Did he have a CD version?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I imagine on the digital there's only one button, then, right?
Yeah,
you don't have the eject button.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't rein in my curiosity any longer. What's the game of choice for your 78-year-old neighbour?
He loves Call of Duty. He loves first-person shooters.
Really?
Yeah, he sends his wife out back into the conservatory while he plays his first-persons.
This guy sounds awesome.
He's lovely.
Is he like that? You fucking nude, fucking.
He's tell you what, because I went around there and says, my wife. She goes, well, how do you play yours? And I said, I play it in the lounge. She goes, oh, does your wife let you do that? I'm the man of my house. How very dare you? I said, yeah, twice a week when it suits her.
That's really cool, man. Don't you think we're going to be like that when we're older, though?
Yeah, probably. Except for the fact that I said, have you played Call of Duty yet? And he's like,
can we get 4 people on Warzone?
No, it's trios.
That's what about us 3 in Vimesy's neighbour?
This is where you're going to make problems, because he doesn't play online at all.
Oh.
And then I said, look, if you want to, because I've got the new COD lined up to install on the PS5. I said, do you want, because you haven't played the most recent Call of Duty, the Modern Warfare one yet, and I've got that on disc, I'll pop it round, Joe, you can play it. He come back round an hour later, he says, you keep saying I've got to download something. And I said, well, yeah, you'll need to download the patches and the whatever. I ain't doing that, have it back.
Is he like a young 78-year-old? Is he like kind of like Cliff Richard young kind of vibe, or like he's old but he kind of young still? Or
Cliff Richard.
Well, I can't think of anyone
else. That's where you went, was it?
Well, do you know what I mean? Like, if you like Cliff Richard is like really old, you wouldn't guess that. Like Barry Manilow, like all that lot.
No, he's just a bloke who's about 78 who lives down the road. He's not, you wouldn't. No, okay, he's a bit like. He's a bit like.
Sounds
Fletch.
Young at heart.
He's a bit like Fletch. He's a bit like
Fletcher.
Fletch.
Yeah.
Who's Fletch? The footballer.
No.
Who?
No. You're probably too young, Pet. Probably.
I don't know who Fletch is.
He was out of Porridge.
Oh, I love Porridge. Not thing
enough
guy.
to know his name, but yeah.
My dad watches Porridge.
Get out.
Is Porridge the one in prison?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? It's funny with the big guy.
Fletch.
Ah, that's Fletch. The big guy's Fletch. The Ronnie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I know Fletch.
Out of 2 Ronnies.
Yeah.
Again, a bit probably before your time. But yeah, so anyway, I digress massively. So anyway, that was the last time I touched my PlayStation 5 until literally half an hour before we started the show, and I thought, shit, I need to play something because I've got to talk about it. So I booted up Astro's Playroom, got about 3 or 4 minutes into Astro's Playroom before my daughter's like, "Can I play?" And she's been on it for the last hour. I can hear the little coins going off in the background. Loving it, absolutely loving it.
Did
you not have a go in it then?
I had a little go because I really wanted to see this haptic stuff. Oh, that's sweet.
All right, Pet, this is all on you then.
Oh, this is sweet because no, listen, there's one bit in Astro where you got to go to like a one-arm bandit machine, and I thought it was broken because I'm like pulling on the trigger and nothing's happening, and it's a really short pull on the trigger, and then it kept telling me to pull on the trigger. I was like, and then it was like, oh, you've really got to pull on the trigger because it's like it's proper squishy, it's proper hard. It like you have to put some effort into pulling it. Like
yeah, I read SkillUp's review of that.
What did it say? I haven't read it.
No, his trigger broke.
His trigger broke?
Yeah.
On day one?
No, he's had it a couple of weeks.
Shit, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good.
Apparently, the technology is made by the same people who did the Switch Joy-Cons as well.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Sure, it's fine.
So you might want to get those spares ordered in now, lads.
Quite fancy.
You had that? Did you try anything else that had the trigger feedback?
I haven't tried any of the shooting ones yet. I really want. I've got Call of Duty installed. I'm really looking forward to that because I've seen some videos of it, kind of like blah.
Yeah.
So I'm quite excited about it. I just haven't. See, this is my issue, and we'll get onto your PS5 in like 30 seconds. My issue is, like a twat, I started Assassin's Creed Valhalla about a week and a half ago, and I know that if I put that down,
you'll never play it again.
On the PC.
On the PC.
Because I bought it on the PC. Because I didn't want to. Yeah, I bought it on PC, and it's beautiful. It runs lovely. But I know if I put that game down and start anything major on the PlayStation or the Xbox, then I ain't never going back to it. So I've got to fucking progress with this before. So and also I've got no games on the PlayStation 5, and I'm not buying any. Peck.
Yeah, you are.
You're buying one.
No, I'm not buying any.
I've
got Call of Duty installed, and the only thing I'm weighing up now is do I sell my PlayStation 4 or not? I haven't decided that yet.
There's been like I feel like the community supported you this week, like not trying to press you into buying.
No one. No one's been on my back at all. I've not been getting messages, DMs, texts, emails, anything from anyone at all.
Good.
That's good. That's really good to know that the community supports you and not trying to spend your money if you don't want to spend it.
Spunk 70 quid at the bloody wall, yeah. How was your time with the PlayStation 5, Pat?
Well, I've had a lot more time than you have with it. Thursday when it came, I basically spent all day with it.
I know. I rang you, and I'm like, because you're basically horizontal on your couch, and I was like, "Are you going to be playing?" He's like, "I'm playing it."
Yeah, you're like, "Are you going to be playing it?" I was like, "Yeah." I was just a really gloaty person on Thursday to the Slaughterhouse lot because they've given me, over the years, they've given me so much shit about how fast their broadband is and, oh, look, I'm running 200 megabyte pet and look at this and look at that. And I said to them, before we started, I said, guys, why don't you get an external drive and you can...
I can see where this is going.
And they were like, no, we don't need it. It's going to be easy transfer. It's going to be super fast, blah, blah, blah. The PlayStation comes.
Is your mate Kevin Bacon? Is your mate Kevin Bacon?
No, it's not. But I had an external drive. So my setup to get all my games, I turned on the PlayStation. There is one thing that I didn't do because when the PlayStation turns on for its first time ever, you see this like little special animation. I didn't get to see that at all. I went because I
video of mine.
Nah, it's okay. I've seen it online since. But as soon as I turned on my PlayStation, because I already had my external hard drive plugged in, it said to me, "Oh, do you want to do an update so you can use this hard drive?" The update was like 60 seconds, but because of that, it did that, and then I went straight into like the setup. So the setup took me 10 minutes maybe to set up the PlayStation. Yeah, it was really easy with the if you got the app as well.
Yeah, you just do the
scanned it. Shows you a little
code, didn't
it? Man, it's the same with the Xbox. It's just so easy doing it with the phone apps.
Yeah, and then within like 10 minutes, even maybe less, I was online and I went to my game library. And all my games on my hard drive, because I used to store everything on my hard drive apart from my PSVR games, they were all there. So I clicked, I thought, maybe they need to do something. Clicked on Modern Warfare and it started. And I was like, whoa, all my games are here. Literally plug and play.
Did you transfer any onto your SSD.
Yeah, I mean, I told the guys, I said, because like Pritesh and then Aram and Nathan, they all started getting their PlayStations, and I was like, come on, let's all play. And they started basically transferring, and it was either not working or it was taking long.
Were they doing it from the PS4?
Yeah, they were doing it different ways, but there was like
I did mine over wireless. So I set it all up. When I got back from work, I set it all up and then just let it run. And it took a while. It took about 4 hours to transfer over.
Yeah.
Not much, about 100 gig.
Bets on in 60 seconds.
Yeah, well, pretty much. But I don't have an external drive, so it was like...
So they come on Clarky about 7 p.m. Bearing in mind, I was ready by like 11 a.m. So I was literally taking the piss out of them because they were going to me how good all the internet was. And I was like, finally, I can gloat back and be like, right now. Yeah, no, I was like, for all the years they've done this to me, I'm going to do it back. So they weren't on. I was saying something else about that, though. What did I want to say? Oh, yeah, I did transfer. Pritesh was like, oh, man, transfer it. You'll take ages. Transfer it from that onto your Modern Warfare, at least. He was like, transfer it onto your PS4. From your external drive onto your PS5.
150 gig of data straight.
Yeah, and that took 20 minutes.
Wow.
To go from one to the other.
Now, so Pet, if you invested in an external SSD, that would have taken 2 minutes.
Yeah, but that's not a problem. 20 minutes compared to 4 hours it took Pritesh to download without the high res pack thing, and then you had to download that. It was just ridiculous. And I was telling the guys, Pritesh, stop your 4-hour download, get a hard drive, plug it into your PS4, 10 minutes to put it onto that, or 20 minutes to put it onto that, and then 20 minutes from that to put it on your PS5. They didn't want to do it. So anyway, my experience was super, super easy to get all my games. I transferred only Call of Duty. All the rest I play off the external drive. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man was pretty cool because when I was doing that 10-minute startup, one of the first screens was, right, now we're going to walk you through the PlayStation startup settings, whatever. It's the basic stuff, Clark, like you would have done, like, do you want parental locks on? Do you want set up your internet? All that sort of stuff.
Passcodes, all that.
But one of the first screens was, if you've got a game, put it in now so it can download in the background. So when we finish, you can play it.
Get playing.
So you can just get played. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So one of the first things I did was I put in Spider-Man in. So then when I finished setting up the 10 minutes, I think it had another maybe 5 minutes to get ready to start. So that is when the game, it does the Xbox thing.
Yeah, they've started doing that now, because I remember when PC games started bringing this out, you'd have the big line going across the screen, but then a quarter of it would have the ready to play button.
Yeah.
More and more of them are doing it now.
When you're downloading stuff, do you still have that really annoying copying thing appear that seems to go on for ages and ages?
Yes, I think you do.
Oh.
I don't know if it went on for ages because I didn't really download anything, but
I couldn't say. My experience has been minimal so far.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that is there because this is what confused Pritesh and Aram and stuff. They were like, but I got a notification saying it's ready to play. And I was like, no, guys, that just means you can go into the game and if you have the campaign,
read the license
play
agreement, that's all it means.
Yeah, basically. But Spider-Man, because it's all a campaign, you could basically play it all the way through. I never got stopped. So I started playing Spider-Man. That was cool. I played Astro. Not finished it yet. 5% complete. So that's. I'll talk about it.
5% complete.
It tells you percentage of how much complete you are, but that's the sort of percentage.
You talk about Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's longer than you thought, Clarky, or maybe he's.
Well, no, because I remember when I finished Spider-Man, the previous one, he said to me, "I've done 68%."
Yeah, so, I was on about.
Yeah, it's probably 75% through it.
Probably, yeah. I'll speak about that in a sec, but talking about the PlayStation, I downloaded Fortnite as well and the Astrobot game. And that's it. Played around my settings, put my new headphones on.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I need to spend some quality time with it at some point, but it's just like I say, if I come off Valhalla, I'll never go back to it. I was surprised with the Astrobot game. I don't know if you saw this, Vimesy, because your daughter might have been playing it, but one of the first screens you see, I didn't think it was displaying, but it actually, a screen comes up, Clarky, and there's writing in it, and it literally says something along the lines of, this game was made to test out the haptic feedback of the controller.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, I knew it was everyone was saying, it's a it's like a tech demo for the controller, but I didn't know they were going to be so like, no,
yeah,
it
they're
literally
pretty.
is.
Because they run through. You don't know. They sort of they do like the 5 things. It's got like the vibration, the triggers, the touchpad, the whatever, the
blow into it and all that stuff.
The fucking microphone stuff, which is like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't tell me to blow into my controller. Last thing I want to.
Well,
no.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, like, I'll start with the good thing of the controller. This year, Clarky, there's an actual mic in the controller. So when you go into a party chat, you can just talk.
To have a headset.
Yeah, and then the voice comes out of your controller. So you don't need a headset. You just talk to your friends and they're talking out of the controller. That's pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
You can plug in your headset if you want. But that I found really cool because now everyone can, your mate 78 doesn't need a headset. You can just talk. The noise was talking about the TV. But anyway, so the haptic feedback.
To be fair, at 78, if his controller started talking, he'll probably take it out the back and set it on fire.
Yeah. It's like, ah!
He's all right. You leave him alone.
The haptic feedback, I played it at full capacity, like, because when you start... I didn't know
you could turn it down.
You can turn it down because basically I always... do you remember, guys, like my hands tremble a little bit? Do you remember I've told you? Have I ever told you that? I can't remember if I have.
Your missus has.
I don't know if I've ever told you, like, maybe you can't see it now, but I got a little bit of problem with my hands. Like, they're not... I can't really hold them completely... Huh?
Manually.
No, I can't hold them completely straight, basically. And vibration, I don't think helps my hands. Right. So I always turn off vibration.
Do they like flop a bit? Like...
No, they just I'll exaggerate it now, but like they kind of do like this, but they're not this. I mean, I'll try and do it. I'll try and do it as best as I can. I mean, that's pretty good, to be fair.
Oh, no wonder he's such a hit.
Surgeon's hands, those, Pet.
That's actually pretty good. Maybe I'm getting better, but I think in my head that I've got a little bit of a problem with my keeping my hands straight. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But because of that problem, yeah, because of that problem, I don't like having vibration because I feel like in the future, if I'm old, my the uncontrollable vibration in my hands might get worse. So I basically like didn't.
That's a headline. That's a headline in itself, isn't it? PS5 controller causes Parkinson's.
Well, I don't think it's bad. Like this, I don't think it is bad, to be honest. But
oh yeah, it's all over the place. Look at it.
Jesus Christ!
Wow,
it's pretty still, to be honest.
Wow.
Maybe it's getting better, but at one point it wasn't good. Like not bad or anything. Not like I would hold a glass and spill it, but maybe it's in my head. But I feel like that stuff doesn't help. You know, like people that have the machines in the road that do like the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that causes hands to tremble. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Like it actually does. Like I did a course on it and stuff. Like if you
so
can't.
You're blaming PlayStation for Rumble for causing this.
No, I'm not blaming that. Like I haven't done any science behind it.
No, it's the same effect. If I ever use a pressure washer for like more than an hour or something out the back, I'll come back in and my hands are like.
Yeah, exactly.
So really weird.
It's not a PlayStation thing. Like with the Switch, I had to turn off the vibration. Like it's so strong. I just feel like this is not good for my nervous system. So that's just me personally. But I played at full capacity, and then you have the option of making it medium weak or completely turning off.
How hard is it to potentially pull the trigger on it?
It's pretty. I mean, it's
hard.
They can make it pretty hard. I mean, it
felt like a workout on Warzone on Fortnite. Like every bullet was like.
I haven't tried. I've got to try it on a first-person shooter now because that sounds cool. I mean, all the pros will turn it off, but like,
yeah,
I reckon if I'm playing through like COD's, I'm tempted to play through COD's campaign because Skill Up said it was only 4 or 5 hours. So yeah, I could do that. And yeah, just to sort of try what that will feel like. But the bit I was quite impressed with. I haven't played much of. Like I say, much of the demos and stuff, but there was bits with like skating on the ice, walking on the sand, even like walking on like the floor. You kind of feel a little tink, 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 tink.
Yeah.
Kind of walk around and stuff like that. And
yeah, or when it rains and stuff, it gets out an umbrella. You can feel. Like
I haven't had that yet. So I know they designed that specifically to take advantage of the controller. But what if that makes it into even just the first party games, it's going to be pretty epic. I mean, that's the big standout for me. There's 2 big things that this PlayStation's brought to us. The controller feels solid. It feels weighty. It feels a bit bigger.
Oh, it feels really good.
Just a little bit more quality, and the haptic stuff, and also it's really quiet, which is just literally unheard of.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to diss. I'm just saying it's a shame that I really don't care about vibration controllers. I kind of got a thing that this will F me up in the future. So
I can't wait to try like a racing game on it, because I reckon they could get really kind of like Gran Turismo, and this is going to be like if your right front is going over a curb or something, you'll feel it in the right front rather than just the whole controller going.
Yeah.
So I think they can do some really good. I'm quite excited.
I get why people would like it. I get like it's just a personal thing for me. Like HD Rumble turned it off straight away. Like it's not for me, but I get why people like it. I do. And in a racing game, even like the pedal, like being hard to push down, not all the way and stuff.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's my only real regret with not getting a PS5 because the controller really does sound like it's something else.
I mean, like I said,
it is good. I mean, when at one point in Astrobot, like I don't know if you played that bit of Vimesy where there was those clouds blowing you, and there was a lot.
I've literally done. I went around the PlayStation Labo bit. I don't know why they call it the PlayStation Labo, because it's like it's not the PlayStation Lab, it's the PlayStation Labo, as in.
Yeah, that's a little bit Nintendo-ish, isn't it?
I was just like, I've got the right console
Yeah.
here. So I pooted around there a little bit, and then we went to the beach level. I don't know what it is, but so the beach, and then you go through a few sections of that just to kind of play with it. But I literally got about 5 minutes of it before she came up. She's like, I want to play this, which is unusual for my daughter, because it's like normally everything's Roblox and everything's just like crap. But she was really into this. So
have you tried VR on it yet, Pet? I noticed the Blood and Truth, whatever game it was, updates out.
Yeah, the Blood and Truth got optimized for PS5. I think something else did as well. I can't remember. But no, I didn't have any intention to actually play it. But I might do. I mean, the adapter came from PlayStation.
I might come back into it, but just because I quite fancy just doing some of the AI missions, just to kind of
Do you remember, fellas, that I was asking on the previous episode? Oh, the PS controller does have a light on the front. Do you think that will work with the thing? We said, oh, probably not. It's not big enough. When I was looking through the sections of what to turn down, like the vibration settings, there's a setting there where you can turn down the lights as well.
Yeah.
And one of the
Go on.
Oh, I was going to say, and one of the recommendations was if you're playing a VR game, then this needs to be high. So I was like, oh, maybe it does work then pretty well with VR. Like that's what I say. If you're playing a PSVR game,
it doesn't look like either they'd be bright enough or they'd be in the right place for it. But they might have made it work.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't tried it, but that's what this setting said. It said like leave this bright, or it automatically goes bright when you're playing a PSVR game. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But no, I haven't yet, Clarky. I was going to leave that to the PS4, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing. I was going to.
Worthwhile checking it out, isn't it?
Do you think I'll see I'll see a better running game or something?
I'm just curious to know.
I think you will. You'll see, like, apart from the resolution, I think it'll be a bit better. I've seen there was a video on YouTube some guy did about comparing PlayStation VR games and how they look. Split screen basically, and it varied very much depending on. So if you take something like Iron Man, it loaded in a lot quicker, as you'd expect, but there was no difference at all with what you saw on the screen at all.
That's what I think.
Like, there was a new Walking Dead game.
Again,
the load times were better, but what was happening was that the graphics looked basically the same, but there was less pop in because the preload had already sort of brought the stuff over fast enough that there was very little pop in. Skyrim looked basically identical.
Oh, I love that game in VR.
I mean, like, it's a however long game that is, so yeah.
Is the frame rate better? I mean, frame rate was really 120, wasn't it?
Frame rate must be better on it, but strangely enough, it wasn't particularly mentioned in that video. But you would imagine. I don't think the frame rate would get better. I think the frame rate would probably just stay more stable, because I think they've probably played it to hit a certain frame rate level, like 90 or 120 or something.
60 is the absolute minimum.
That's the absolute minimum.
Yeah, if anything drops below 60, if anything drops below 60 frames a second in VR, PlayStation won't certify it for release.
Yeah. So
you couldn't do it, could you?
I think the PlayStation 5 will probably stop the drops. I don't think it will make it go faster. I think that's probably
the stabilizer.
Just make sure it doesn't drop so much. I don't know. My thinking at the moment is because the PlayStation 4 was going to come into the kids' room and be used in here as a kind of the VR stroke SingStar stroke machine stroke dance party thing, just dance thing. But actually, I don't know. I might just keep it on the. It's tempting to just keep it on the.
What do you think about the UI?
I haven't played enough with it. It scares me a little bit because it's so different. I mean, there's
it's not intuitive this time, Clarky.
The Xbox One is basically exactly the same as the Xbox One, so they haven't changed it, which is great in some ways because you can just jump in and it's like everything's where you expect it to be and it's all intuitive because you've used it. The PlayStation One is
basically completely different, Clarky.
Yeah, and it's
I can see from the videos of people using it.
You can't just hold down the PlayStation button on the controller anymore and get a quick menu up. So seriously, it took me a good couple of minutes to work out how to turn the bloody thing off.
You can't do it from the quick menu. You have to press it once, go all the way down, go to the right.
Yeah.
Keep in mind this will improve over time, but that's the only problem.
Yeah,
when you use a new UI, you've got to tweak it again.
And I understand that, but I feel like I'm going to miss out on I'm going to have to go and actually watch some kind of like tutorial videos on how.
Oh no, you can figure out yourself. I mean,
no, because it's just stuff they've got stuff in there like I can be playing my game, but have you P&P sort of in the top screen. I can watch your game at the same time as I'm playing my game, even if it's a completely different game.
Right.
And I want to kind of know how to do.
I must be able from the.
But there's even stuff like your friends list. You got to kind of go into the game core or
the game base,
whatever it is.
The game base.
To get to the stuff you want to get to is like you got to scroll down through your entire friends list.
I noticed when I was looking at my friends list on PlayStation, it has a little console icon now, so you can see who's playing on a PS5 or a PS4.
So you would have been there, Clarky, a few weeks ago when the update happened for the friends list and the party chats. Do you remember I was complaining about that? Going like,
it's a pain, man.
It's a pain now. So like, basically what they've done for anyone who doesn't know is they follow kind of the WhatsApp group principle, which is like, there's a group now always. So so you jump in and you're always in it basically. But if you want to talk, you need to jump in it again kind of vibe.
I get you.
So like there'll be like for us, we got a WhatsApp group called the Games Confessional. That will be on the PlayStation 5 or the PlayStation 4 if you're there now. And we won't be able to chat to each other unless we send messages. But if I jump in there, which is always open, then you can jump in there anytime you want and we can talk. But it's just kind of weird. Like that makes sense when it's on your phone because you've always got your phone on you. But on the PlayStation, it's just
weird because
when you go to party group, you won't see that
2 years ago.
Yeah, because you got your phone with you all the time. When you going on to game with your mates, you're going on to game with them, so you're all going to join a party.
Yeah, I can't send you like a party invite because you're already in the party. You have to like join the group, join the lobby.
It's just weird. But I mean, it's so far, like I say, I've not played with it much. It seems solidly built. It's bloody massive. Setup was a doddle. It's whisper quiet at the moment, but I've not, like I say, tested it, like booted up a proper game on it yet. So we'll see when I try the new COD. Pretty positive. Seems all right.
I
now we can start talking about the next gen, right?
I do really like the controller. I think the controller is a huge improvement. Even me not using the haptic stuff, like I still think it's more like the Xbox. Like it's just thicker. It's bigger. It's more like the Xbox, and the Xbox for me was
on the back and the triggers. It's just nicer.
And the Xbox was an amazing controller, so it's like good that they've gone down that line. The mic I always liked, and the head jack and all that stuff, and now
I don't like having the mute button right next to the PlayStation button.
You don't like that? It's easy to.
I keep pressing the wrong smegging one or both of them at the same time.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah,
they're literally one above the other, like right there. And also, the PlayStation button isn't like a button anymore. It's like a cutout.
It's muscle memory, Vimes. Like when I picked this new TV up earlier this week, every time I'm trying to like press a button or something, I'm like pressing just an empty space on the remote control because my thumb's automatically going to where it did on my old Sony remote.
They've not thought about this. So this is a game controller, right? You got people sitting there playing their games, getting a bit sweaty, munching on some Doritos or whatever. You got kids picking up, and then you put a little button there with lots of little nooks and crannies and cut out little P instead of a fucking round button. That thing's going to get jammy really quick.
There was one I saw on Twitter which made me laugh because it just reminded me of Pep and his disdain for the show's logo. With the things being slightly out. Some guy was looking at where the Sony logo is on where the USB-C connection is.
I know it's,
he said that the logo's 1 degree off to the left and it's tilted at 1 degree as well. And he's like, it's just driving me nuts. And I was looking at it thinking, you can't even fucking see anything. Just a Sony, you're straight. Leave it.
He's all right. So yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good. But yeah, you've had longer, Clark, with your Xbox. Are you come back with anything new on it?
I'm just trying to settle into a routine of just playing one game instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to have a go on that. Oh, I'm going to have a go on that.
Yeah, because then you never complete anything.
It
bugs me up.
I mean, I rebought the cursed game yesterday, Pet, and reinstalled Red Dead Redemption 2.
What are you doing? I text you straight away, mate, don't. Just
oh man, it looks beautiful.
It's not for you. It
is for me. It is.
You're not going to finish it.
With a beautiful story.
I've got past the snowy bit last night. I thought I'm going to have to get clear this house. I'll never do it.
Got past the snowy bit. Fucking hell, yeah. Well, that's the first 1% of the game.
That's chapter.
It's 2 hours.
Yes. It took me...
Probably took you 10 hours.
Was it 6? Well, I had to go around the edge. I think it took me... it must have been north of 60 hours to do Red Dead 2. Must have been.
Do you think now, do you think it's worth people buying the next gen right now? Because even...
You can't get hold of one.
Yeah, but if they were available, I still don't... Like I said, I do like the PlayStation. There's nothing I'm happy to get. I don't want to sound ungrateful or anything like that. I wanted it day one because I'm a huge console.
I would say... The thing is, it's difficult to say it now that I've got one, but after playing next gen, it's just everything just works so much better. Everything's smooth. I'm enjoying playing on it more than I did my old consoles. It's just like there's no lagginess or anything. Like everything just runs smoothly. And I'd say to someone, yeah, just buy it to that. And it's like, well, if they've not got used to it yet, it's not 450 quid's worth.
Yeah, I think it got muddied by the PlayStation Pro and the Xbox One X.
Yeah, they should never have released those.
Gen, I think maybe.
Yeah.
It would be so much easier to say definitely go and get one. I mean,
yes.
At the moment, the biggest issue is there is no exclusive games library yet. Really, I mean, Demon's Souls is the only one that is kind of like that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's something out there that I'm not thinking about.
Yeah, if you're
exclusive to PlayStation 5, I can't play it on PlayStation 4.
No, you do get that with other games. We're just not interested in them, like the Sackboys and the Bugnaxes and all that sort of stuff. Whatever it's called.
Yeah. No, I get that, but I'm talking about proper game. So there's just no point because everything I want to play is. I used to think about the Xbox. I'm not bothered that I haven't got an Xbox because everything I want to play on it, I can play on my PC or the OG Xbox. It won't be as good on the OG Xbox. It'll be fine on my PC, I'm sure, but. I don't need it. I think everything is so much snappier and faster. Yeah. It's the only thing I would say. But like I said, I haven't
exactly.
spent a lot. Yeah, and it's just noise. I would pay. I mean, I'm lucky that I can afford to say this. I'm not rich by any means, but I'm better off than some people, and I would pay that money just for the fucking.
Yeah, but I would also say to those
a jump jet in the corner.
Yeah.
Of the menus.
But can I also say to the people out there that struggle for money or are saving money or
you ain't missing that much.
Don't worry about it. Honestly, don't worry about it. Protest said to me, and I just thought this summed it up so well. I just thought no offense to Protest, but I just thought what are you on about? I saw a review and I sent in this information that the Warzone COD game. Yeah, basically the only difference between the version I had and the Pro is that on the PS4 it loads 7 seconds quicker. Yeah, instead of loading by 28 seconds, it loads by 21 seconds. Someone's going to be out there in the comments and be like, it loads in 19, whatever. Okay, max 10 seconds difference. So he was like, oh, put it onto your put it onto your internal drive, man. Put it onto your internal drive, like next gen.
That's what for.
Like, are we really like for the 10 seconds extra? I was gonna.
Well, you see now. Let's see if this was a game like. I mean, there
it's not a big deal, is what I'm trying to say.
Some games though, I'd be like, yeah, it's worth doing that for. If it's a game where like you're dying a lot and the reload, so like Bloodborne, right?
Yeah.
Bloodborne, I would put on my internal hard drive because the load times between dying and coming back again were fucking epic. Like Skyrim's load times were like a minute long, and if you get that down to 10 seconds,
for 10
seconds, no, it's not for that. But I think if it's something, if you are a big gamer and you're not, it's not worth getting it. If you're going to get it in the next 12 months, don't worry about it. It's not going to be a problem. After that, then yeah, I think you need to start thinking about upgrading. Because
I think so. When the PS5 titles start properly coming out, then yeah. But
if you're
not bothered about, sorry, Clark.
Yeah, if you wait 12 months, you're getting a better deal all around because you'll have your new console and you'll have like access to some decent games that are going to be a lot cheaper than they are now as well.
Fucking a lot cheaper than bloody 70 quid, don't you know?
Yeah, and that's not me. I'm not trying to sound ungrateful. I'm really happy I got mine, and like I said, I do love it. But we would buy, like, I kind of feel like we're the kind of people that if in 3 months' time they said, and here's the Xbox Pro and here's the PlayStation 5 Pro, we would be like, pre-order. You know what I mean? So you can't judge on what we buy.
3 months might be pushing it, my friend. 3 months might be pushing.
Oh, mate, if they said tomorrow that the PS4 Pro is coming out and it's half the size of this thing, I'm buying it. So, like, you can't base what we buy.
I'd never buy a Sony product again if they came out tomorrow and said that.
Yeah.
You know, probably not. That's a bad example. I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean. We buy everything.
Yeah, we're stupid, really, aren't we?
Can I just touch upon Spider-Man before we go?
Yeah, go
on. Are the puddles better?
The puddles are better. Everything looks great.
Oh yeah.
Clarky, but again, I kind of, you know what? I'll leave it for next week.
It's not as big a jump as you thought it would be, is it, Pet?
I just don't want to sound negative. Like, I'm sounding really negative.
No, there's nothing.
I'm really
Miles Morales, I have no doubt. I take the piss out of its length, but I have no doubt that it will be a solid, awesome experience. But I can kind of get where you're going to go with it. But we'll save it till next week.
Yeah, up to you guys. Whatever you want. How are we doing for time?
Finish it if you want to. We'll do it all right for time, and then there's now much else to
talk about. First impressions, like, yeah, it loads really quick. If that's, like, I just think that's just such a shit point to like bring up. Like, yeah, if you don't want to wait an extra 10 seconds, go and buy this version of the PlayStation 5 if that's what you're really concerned about. It looks good. The old one looked really good. If you told me this was running on a PlayStation 4, I would believe you. It's not a huge jump. The last one was my game of the year, and I think it came out 2018. That was my game of the year. I loved it. I'm not saying this is a bad game. I'm just saying it is more of the same. So take that how you want it to take it. For me, it's a little bit disappointing. I wanted it to be, first impressions is I wanted something more different. I didn't want more of the same. Like, I kind of had Clark in the back of my head going.
You must have expected more of the same, because
I kind of had Clark in the back of my head going, DLC, Pet, DLC. And
yeah,
I was
but
like,
what would like?
You know what I mean? I was like, he's right. Like, this is.
Yeah, but everything they've shown you, nothing's made you think this is going to be any different to the first game. Nothing. There's been nothing they've shown you. They've not tried to hide it. They've not said this is going to be, they've never said that. Everything they've shown you is just, it's more of the same. Just shiny.
More of the same isn't a bad thing when the same is a really, really good thing.
No, I'm not
Don't
saying
get me
bad
wrong.
thing. Don't get me wrong.
No,
what I'm saying is, I don't understand why you're kind of like, because that's not gonna. You knew what you were buying into when you bought it. It's the same game.
I'm buying a really good game. It's just, I don't expect the next Skyrim game to be the same as what Skyrim was.
No, but you see, this is the thing. The best, when you want as a showcase game, the best thing I've seen so far, without any shadow of a doubt, is Demon's Souls. That is stunning. If you look at the PlayStation 5 version of that,
it is stunning.
God.
Yeah, it is stunning, and without question, it is stunning. But after, fair enough, forget Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, but Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, if you play them now, they're stunning.
Yeah, But
I don't even mean it. I don't even mean it from a graphics point of view. Like that. I mean, that is a side comment, but the game, like just like the side missions and the actual missions, like it is. Like I'm chasing Rhino again. Like I'm chasing the bad guy and jumping on the car again.
But it's the same as every single Marvel movie. They're the same.
Yeah.
They don't progress. That's what they are. That's what you want. It's like, you know, I don't want to bring them up again. But
well, can I give you an example? Like, you know, the first Batman.
What, the first Batman?
Last gen's first Batman.
Back in
Arkham Asylum.
Right.
Arkham Asylum. Yeah. I really loved that game. But the second one, it felt like it was like a different game. Like, I know the city then became way more open. You weren't just on that island. Yeah. You were like in the city now. You were in Gotham. But like everyone kind of felt really different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kinda.
The Spider-Man games so far, I mean, I'm really too early in. Like I said, guys, this is first impressions, and maybe the first 2 hours are like tutorial kind of mode, and it's going to be really similar, and then maybe it changes. It's too early to say.
No, I get you, but you got to remember the difference between Arkham Asylum and Arkham City was large. I mean, all Arkham Asylum gave you, it put you in big rooms, so you'd move from one room to another big room. You're in the same general area, you know, you get the courtyard, and it's like, a bit of freedom. And then you went from that to like, you can go anywhere in this city now. So that was a big jump.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. And I must just say, I just like the news. I haven't seen Miles Morales, so I've got no connection to the new Spider-Man. Like
You've not seen Into Multiverse?
No. So I've got no.
What do you mean you've no?
What do you mean? Hang on. This is like the best film that came out in 2000.
And also, it was like quite a big part of the original Spider-Man game.
The last Spider-Man that I properly saw and really felt for, I was the only one. I really liked Tobey Maguire.
Mate,
do you remember Tobey Maguire?
Pat, stop. Go and watch Into the Multiverse. It's on Netflix now. I was watching it this morning.
But I'm just telling you where I'm coming from.
I don't care where you're coming from.
No, just watch it.
Watch that film.
Even that Into the Multiverse is hands down.
I don't like Spider-Man.
Yeah, neither do I. Into the Multiverse is literally the best Spider-Man movie, without question.
Superhero movie.
It is.
I saw Venom, and that was terrible.
No, Pat. No, this is a completely different film. Don't think of it as a Marvel. Don't think of it as a Thor, as a Venom, or as
what's worse, Pat, is I know that you'll like this.
Yeah, I know you'll like
it. Get it watched.
You
will. It's only an hour and a half as well.
Okay.
Don't do your 10-minute crap either on me.
Yeah.
I like his new costume though. He's got like a little hoodie on and like
watch the damn. You will fall in love.
You will.
And Haley Steinfeld's in it.
Harry who?
Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Does she live?
No, she's Gwen.
Oh, Gwen. Right. Sorry,
anyway,
Pat.
Sorry, Pat. Yeah. So the only thing I'm not going to talk about it at all. I'm playing Valhalla, as I've mentioned a couple of times. It is exactly what you think it's going to be.
15 hours and you've just got to the opening
I haven't got
titles.
to the opening credits.
Oh.
I was just having a discussion with someone on Facebook about it, and it's like I'm 12 hours in, and it does that thing like in Odyssey. When you left the first island, after a couple of hours, you got the credits.
Yeah, then the credits rolled.
Sailed off. Yeah, in this one, I'm 12 hours into it. I haven't left Norway yet. That's when you get the credits. So I haven't actually seen the credits for the thing yet. But it is exactly what it's beautiful. It plays exactly like Assassin's Creed. It is. There's nothing to say about it. The story is. The gameplay is slick, very Ubisoft. It's Assassin's Creed. I shall say
that sounds a little bit like my Spider-Man first impressions.
I mean, it's just what I have. I like those things most of the time.
I like it too. I like Spider-Man.
It's very formulaic. I hear different things about when you get to England about whether the game gets bad or whether the game gets good, which is why I've kind of spent 12 hours in Norway, because I'm enjoying Norway, and it's like, if I stop playing it when I get to England after a couple of hours, I don't like it, then at least I've had like 15 hours worth of gameplay.
Fair enough.
So I can't really complain about it. But yeah, I shall keep playing it. I'm gonna, like I said, hopefully tonight, depending on what the wife's got planned, I'll be hopefully playing Call of Duty. I want to try and.
What about Sea of Thieves, boys?
We did it, didn't we, Pat?
We've got to save that, I think, for next week. I
think maybe we'll have to get on again this week and do a bit of Sea of Thieves.
And how we all managed to get online as well.
Don't even.
Was Vimes's mic still doing that horrific Morse code thing constantly? Yeah.
That's all going to change now, though, fellas, because shiny new headset.
I didn't have a mic because I can't plug in a jack into my Xbox controller.
Oh Christ! Because you'll have the old one, won't you?
Well, I got the one that came out of the last gen Xbox, but
boy ain't got jack. No, ain't got no jack, so he can't do that. So we had to.
And the Bluetooth PlayStation headsets don't work on it, even though they work on the Nintendo Switch. They don't work on the Xbox.
How did you get it to work in the end?
I had to use that free one that came with the Xbox. You know, like
the one with the one ear,
one earphone.
Like you're in a telephone operator in BT or something. Yeah.
Hello, sir. How can I help you today?
Oh, mate, awesome.
Well, I was just like, just plug it into your controller. I was like, Vimesy, it's the Xbox One controller. There's no jack.
I forgot.
You didn't even remember it.
Oh, but, yeah. So that was fun. More thieving is definitely going to happen this week, I think.
That's one thing I was quite surprised at with the Series X controller. You think they'd have dropped that port now, wouldn't you?
Is it still there?
You've got a 3.5 jack, so you can put a normal headset into it, and then next to it, that port is still there.
That weird one for the adapter, the mic adapter.
Yeah.
I always thought it wasn't there. I mean, I know they updated it eventually for the previous Xbox as well, but I don't know why it wasn't there on the day one Xbox. Like, this is weird.
I don't know if the Elite's got that. I can't remember.
It will have.
It probably will have. It's got everything, that thing. We're not going to talk about more Valhalla. We'll save Sea of Thieves for next week, and we'll save Mars Morales for next week. Clark, is there anything you want to bring to the table?
No, I'm good, guys. I think you've covered all of the relevant news this week.
Was there more news? I missed it if there was. So I think everyone's just
nothing.
Are you enjoying your Mario Watch?
Oh man,
I ain't played it.
It's just the gift. No, I haven't played it.
That's going in the vault, and it ain't coming out till it's worth loads of money.
Oh yeah,
loads of money. But,
no, I'm gonna display it because it does look like a cool piece of kit, but
it does.
It's gonna literally put it in a frame, a little glass frame up on the wall, hanging up there.
Hey, nice an idea. One of them like 3D frames of it.
Yes, do that.
Yeah. Fair enough then. Okay, in which case we should call it a day for today. We should come back with far more thoughts next week. It's going to go nowhere, isn't it? So until then, thank you very much for listening. If you want to get in touch with us about how you're finding the next gen or whether you can be bothered to buy one, that's great. If you've got any ideas about what TVs I should buy, that would also be appreciated. So hit me up.
We'll discuss this when we come off.
I'm not buying a Polaroid.
No. I have a question I need to ask you about why you're even getting a new TV, but we'll leave it till afterwards.
Pat, he wants me to buy a Polaroid TV.
A what?
A Polaroid TV.
Well, a camera.
Yeah, so when you watch it, every 60 frames is a new piece of photograph that pops out the top of it.
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
He's dead. He's gone. Right. Until next week, if you want to get in touch with us, you can email us at Clarky.
gamersconfessional@gmail.com.
You can email me at Vimesy74. You can get hold of Pet at Life of Pet. You can get hold of Clarky at ClarkySnap. Or all three of us in one Twitter handle at Confessional Pod. Until next week, thank you ever so much for listening to this. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.